interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you the latest episode of Across the Board. Effects of listening to this podcast may include being educated on a random topic, shock, hysterical laughter, and an overwhelming feeling of wanting to subscribe to future episodes. This episode will start momentarily.
All right, so episode 26.
I believe so, yes.
Hopefully we're right. Maybe 27.
One of those.
One of those. 20-something.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how like lately I've been like posting on TikTok,
Right.
trying to go viral for no reason other than money.
Mm-hmm.
It made me, it kind of reminded me of something that I knew from a while back. So do you know anything about like affiliate marketing, online marketing, anything like that?
I think very little, not
Okay.
too much.
So basically you can make money from promoting things online.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And whether it's like through promoting Amazon products or stuff like ClickBank, you know, the porn sites have stuff like that.
Okay.
Basically everything.
These are the kind of like pop-up ads or like the ads that you see on like websites? Or?
No, they're affiliate links. So they're basically commission links.
Okay.
So, you know, you're promoting, for example, I don't know, whatever, freaking kitchen knives. And you have a website devoted to testing and what are the best kitchen knives. And then you have commission affiliate links that go to Amazon so that people can buy them.
Okay.
And every time they do, you get a small commission.
Okay.
So in that world, something that I realized was it's not, the way to make money is not the commission links.
Mm-hmm.
The way you really make money is by selling people on the idea of becoming an affiliate marketer.
Interesting.
So you do make money that way. You do make money by promoting items and all that kind of stuff, but you make easier and more money by telling newcomers how to do this and by promising them, hey, these are built for you. And, you know, we do everything and all you got to do is these few simple steps and you pay us $20 a month and whatever. So those were the items that sold better.
So that's like the true, kind of like the true way of making
basically
money
the
instead
way
of
to
just
make
like...
money. And so this goes back even further. So like back in the days of, you know, floppy disks and dial-up internet, there were people out there that were selling these disks of, basically they call them like reports or whatever. So you pop in the disk, there's like 50 different files on there and you print it out and the idea was you print it out and you mail it to people who want these reports, right? So the idea was you take out an ad in the paper, recycler, whatever, and you say, oh, you can, I don't know, there's an all-natural way to wash your clothes, and we'll send you this full informative report for $1. Okay? So that person sends you $1, you print out this report, you put it in an envelope, you sell it to them for $1 plus shipping or postage, whatever. So the real way of making money with that was not selling people on these reports that you were going to send them. The real way to make money was by selling people the floppy disk that had the 40, 50 reports on it. You know what I mean? So like you're basically selling people on this idea that you're going to work from home. All you're going to do is print these things out, put them in an envelope and send them off. So send us $20 and we'll send you these reports.
Oh, and then the
and
promise
then
is
you
where
can make as much money as you
the
want.
promise is that the amount that you do at home, let's say,
Yeah.
is going to make you the amount of money that you're actually working towards making.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're investing
That makes
$20
sense.
for these reports. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send that to you, and then you can make an unlimited amount of money based on how many of these reports that you could sell.
Okay, gotcha.
Right?
It's kind of like cold calling, no?
It's a little different.
Like
It's
insurance when they like cold call people and they like sign them up. Kind of almost similar.
not really, because
no?
what you're doing is you're promising these people that you're selling them an opportunity, right?
Yes.
So you're selling people an opportunity to make more money. What you're saying is, I'm going to sell you this thing, and then you could take this thing and resell it 1,000 times over and make money off of it.
The opportunity. They're giving you this. So the thing is, they're giving you the opportunity, and then you're turning around and giving other people the opportunity.
Exactly. So it's almost like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
So, but the funny thing is that's where the real money is in selling the opportunity. Because selling to the end user, selling whatever it is, selling a report or getting a $2 commission on an Amazon product, that's not where you're going to make money. Where you're going to make money is by selling people a $50 a month piece of software that's going to build them a website and automate the whole thing and blah, blah, blah. And all you got to do is select your Amazon products that you want to sell, drive traffic to this website, and then the rest is done for you. In the meantime, it doesn't matter if you make a penny, they're still getting their $50 a month or whatever the rate might be, you know? So
that's pretty smart.
The whole reason I got into this is because now on TikTok, I've been posting semi-regularly, a couple videos a day, whatever. Some days nothing, some days 7. It just depends on how bored I am. What I've realized is now I'm starting to get the videos of this is how to go viral, or this is the new trend, or you're doing this wrong and these are the hashtags. Those videos are viral. What they're telling you to do doesn't fucking work.
Of course not.
So what
but people actually believe that it's going to work.
So they're selling you on the idea of going viral, and in turn, they're the ones going viral. So it's literally the same little paradox where the money is not in actually doing that thing. It's on selling people the idea of doing that thing.
Selling people the idea of making money.
That's really what it comes down to. The two things that will sell 100% of the time, no matter where you are, what language, is money, the opportunity to make money, or sex. Those are the two things that will sell anywhere, any language, any gender, any age. It doesn't matter. So the reason I brought this up is because now I'm flooded with these videos of, oh, you want to know how to go to viral? This is what you got to do. You got to get this sound. You got to use that filter. You got to use these hashtags, blah, blah, blah. None of that works. It's all bullshit. But at the same time, these people are going viral, getting hundreds of thousands of views because everybody wants that. Everybody wants this, like, I want to go viral. I want to create a following. I want to, get into the creator rewards program, all this bullshit. So it's funny to me that's the reality of it. Going viral isn't the end game. The end game really is selling people on the idea that they're going to go viral and they're going to make money. Same thing with like the TikTok shop stuff. Yeah, people have made money on it, but I think it's already over the hill.
I mean, yeah, every other video is a TikTok ad or TikTok shop ad or something. Exactly. It gets kind of annoying, you know what I mean?
Too saturated.
At this point, I kind of just like scroll past it.
Yeah. Well, and it's too saturated. So what people are doing now is they're posting videos saying, this is how much money I made from TikTok shop and you can too. And this is what you got to do. And you got to post 10 times a day and you got to use these hashtags and blah, 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 blah. So the money is no longer in that thing because now that thing is no longer novel. Now it's no longer an unsaturated, untapped market. Now all it is a way for you to tell people, hey, you want to get on board with this and I'm going to show you how. And that's where the money's at.
I have a question though. All these influencers who have millions of followers on TikTok who are getting paid because they're in, the program. TikTok is paying them. Yeah. Right? How is TikTok making the money?
Ad revenue.
But, just in general ad revenue? So, okay. Not specific to that influencer or account.
So TikTok is able to say we have X number of millions or billions of active users and they're consuming X number of hours per day. And we are able to serve, your ad. Let's say if even it's a regional ad, we're able to serve your ad to 50,000 people in this locality, whatever it may be, the state, whatever. So that in turn makes their service more valuable because to the advertiser, it's like, I'm going to get more in front of more eyes. Yeah. So I'm willing to pay that cost. Right. But if you don't have the people that are bringing in the millions of views, your numbers don't look as good. So your ads are not as appealing because your ads are not going to be in front of 50,000 people. They're going to be in front of maybe 5,000 or 10,000.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, they've worked this whole thing out to where they're still making a ton of money off. It's like, Like, even if they're paying somebody tens of thousands of dollars a month for their videos, if they're paying somebody $10,000 a month, they've probably already made 30 off of that person. You know, it's like it's
Easily.
yeah, because they obviously they got to pay for everything that they run too. Their servers, their support people, their programmers,
yeah, their internal. Yeah. I mean, I've seen, you know, on LinkedIn, you know, because you get those like job recommendations, whatever it is, the Los Angeles TikTok office for like a manager or a director paying over like $200,000-$300,000 a year.
Yeah, no, they pay well.
Like director
too.
of operations, you know what I mean? Like they pay pretty well.
Well, and they're still technically they're really still in a building phase. Mm-hmm. You know, yeah, people think it's like it's a very well established company that's whatever, but they're still kind of. I mean,
it's been like what, 5 years, maybe, right? 5-6 years.
They've been around longer than that. You could probably look it up, but they've been around longer than that. But they've only been very popular for the last 5 years. COVID obviously really helped them because everybody sat at home and started using the app. But I remember hearing about this from kids, you know, maybe at least 10 years ago, I want to say. Right, maybe not 10, maybe 8.
So I am looking up when TikTok started.
Just search TikTok founded or whatever.
September 2016.
Yeah, so that sounds about right.
So 9 years. Almost 9 years.
But I mean, they were popular.
I never even heard of it.
Well,
before
so they were popular with children. Mm-hmm. Your cousin's kids were telling us about it.
Okay.
Time. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about until years later when I actually got on TikTok and I was like, oh, this is what they were talking about with the dancing and the songs and the, you know.
When was Vine? That was like prior to that, right?
Vine was prior to that.
Like early 2010s or something, I want to say.
Yeah, I want to say it was early. Yeah,
I never even joined that, but
but that was the kind of the predecessor to this. Yeah. This is just they did it in a different way. They were able to somehow secure the rights to all the different music and stuff, so everybody could dance to that music for their videos. But you know, for the longest time, it was a kids app. It was literally for children. And then COVID hit.
Was it used here too, or was it used in the U.S. too?
Yeah, it's been around in the U.S. for that long.
Interesting. Okay.
But once COVID hit, everybody sat at home, and then all of a sudden it was, you know, the 20-something, 30-something year olds, then the 40-something year olds joined. Now you got 70-year-olds on here.
Yeah.
I saw that one grandma the other day. I was like, "Get ready with me to go to a funeral." And I was like, "Oh." I mean, it was kind of funny, but I don't know if it was real.
I've seen like sometimes I'll get like "Get ready with me" too, but they're like 12, and I'm like, scroll, like, why?
Well, you know, here's the thing too: is you got to also realize that there's probably still tens of thousands of kids on this app. We just don't see it because
that actually makes sense because I did not know that prior to this.
Oh, and I mean, listen, there's. I guarantee you, there are niches that we have zero idea.
Oh, I'm sure
about.
I'm sure
we just don't get any of those videos because we don't watch them. It's not.
I mean, you and I get very different For You pages as well.
Yeah.
So.
But even then, it's like. There's probably things that we haven't even considered being on that app, but they're there. They're just on a different side of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, it's like the same thing if you look at LA, for example. You could either be on the rich side of things and be in Beverly Hills and fancy restaurants and Rolls Royces everywhere.
Yeah.
Or at the same time, within that same space, there are people who are, you know, giving blowjobs in the alley for crack cocaine. It's like, but that's my point, is one does not ever mix with the other. They're in different worlds. Sorry to be graphic, but you know, that's probably what's happening. And I'm sure
it's not a lie. It's not a lie.
Well, no. And you know, like for example, drug addicts who are breaking into houses just to find a couple dollars for a quick fix, whatever. That is happening in that same space as the people who are, you know, wearing $50,000 watches and driving $300,000 cars. But they never cross paths. The same thing on TikTok is we're probably just never crossing paths with the other people who have different interests, different age groups, or whatever that may be. Oh, my allergies are going crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Old age, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. I think it was that sinus surgery, to be honest with you.
Oh, no.
I don't recommend, but just me. It was my luck. But yeah, so that's the funny thing is I started thinking about it. I'm like, really, that's the way to go viral on TikTok. That's the way to build a following.
So is that what you're going to try to do? Or
No, I kind of like just posting a bunch of random nonsense. It's more fun.
yeah.
But there are people who have literally made an entire career of, I'm going to teach you how to go viral. And at some point in time, I feel like everybody that's on TikTok has been on there for, at least a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's still a newcomer to it, maybe they're it's probably a small percentage. But I feel like there's all these different people that have been there for a few years, and at some point you probably say, "Let me try posting instead of just scrolling."
Yeah. Good. Honestly, good on people for doing that. I'm still like I post, but like I'm not like,
But I also
like I
think,
don't really like being like this.
yeah.
This is a whole new thing for me. Like I don't. It's not really like I don't like being on camera very much. So.
I don't like looking at photos of myself. I cringe when I have to post these videos
But
because
you're
I don't
so
like looking
beautiful.
at myself. I don't like looking at myself.
You're beauty, you're grace, you're Miss United States.
April 25th. um, but yeah, no, that's my point. Is what was my point?
You just like posting instead of. Like,
Well, no. So it makes you realize, kind of really, that social media should not just be for somebody to go on and mindlessly scroll.
mm-hmm.
Especially at our age, we should probably be using it instead of just spacing out and watching a bunch of dumb cat videos
I love cat videos.
or goat videos,
And those two.
camel videos,
Those two.
llamas,
All of the above.
whales.
Honestly,
I saw a crazy video today. It was a whole fucking pod of
I don't get much of those.
probably like 20 whales that just surface all at the same time right next
That
to this
I
boat.
feel like that would literally be your nightmare if you were on that boat.
Well, that'd be anybody's nightmare, because if a pod of whales
Yeah.
surface beneath you, that's
that's
A,
terrifying.
fuck up your boat. B, you're gonna be in the water with these damn things.
No,
and
that
they're
is
gonna mistake you
terrifying.
for food.
Yeah. Whales don't eat people.
They can. They have in the past, probably accidentally, but they have.
Yeah.
It also depends on which kind of whale. If it's an orca, it'll eat you.
Oh yeah, that for sure.
Orcas
Well,
are
they'll torture
deviant
you
little
first,
fuckers.
and then they'll maybe they'll eat you.
yeah, they usually just toy with
Yeah.
animals.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So, getting back on track. So I've got multiple accounts at this point.
Mm-hmm.
One for this, one that's my personal account, one that's like a shopping channel.
Yeah.
And I can't figure it out. Everything I post just flops. I don't know what it is.
I couldn't help you with that because
I bet if I was a girl with big tits, they'd probably be doing better.
maybe
I could just wear a bra.
you could and shave.
No, I'm gonna go full hairy.
Some guys are into that.
Oh no,
Hi.
not what I'm looking for. I'm just trying to.
I'm very okay with that if you want to do that.
So really, I'm just trying to build a following enough to get into that stupid creator rewards program, only because I want to see if it's actually worth it. That's the problem here. Is like, is this something that's actually viable for the average person?
Yeah.
Or do you have to be some kind of like supermodel or something like that, or a celebrity? You know what I mean? Like, for those people, obviously it's worth it. It's worth their time because you are going to make money. You're going to get millions of views on everything you post. But I want to see, for the average Joe, how much money do you really make? Are you going to make $100 a month? Are you going to make $5 a month? Are you going to make $5,000 a month? I have no idea. But until I get into that program, I have no idea what it's actually going to pay out.
Yeah. I've just heard you just keep posting and something will happen, but I'm just like,
Those are the same people that I'm talking about.
yeah.
Oh, the secret to going viral on TikTok, you got to keep posting 10 to 15 times a day. Bullshit. It's bullshit.
But I feel like a lot of times, there are obviously those accounts that have millions and millions of followers that I'll get pretty often on my For You page. But majority of them, honestly, like maybe 90% of them are people I've never seen.
Yeah.
Accounts I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And they'll just typically have that like one or two videos that have gone viral, and that's it.
But I wonder why that. I mean, look
at mine. Like that one video that I posted years ago got over 1 million views, over 100,000 likes, and after that it was kind of like, done.
We had one clip from this podcast on Instagram do like 1.5 million views.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense because that was probably the longest video that I've ever posted. Now, granted, it was a full, complete thought. So maybe that's what it was. But typically shorter videos are more likely to go viral because they don't involve that investment in time. And most people that are scrolling on social media don't really want to sit there for 2.5 minutes and watch a video. They want a 10-second fix, you know?
Also, I think it's, I know obviously a lot of people have different tastes, but I think with that video, we were talking about something that was really engaging, funny, and about sex.
Yes,
and like you said,
that will almost always do good.
So I think it's really important what you're saying and what you're posting to what basically grabs people's attention in the first like 5 or 6 seconds, you know?
Do you think that if we converted this podcast into a sex topic podcast, it would do better?
Probably. Not kidding.
It's fucking weird how that works.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think if you're discussing anything about sex, I think for some reason it catches intrigue, and that intrigue turns into they'll stick around for a couple seconds, and then all of a sudden they're hooked.
I mean, we as a society are obsessed with sex, like anything related to it.
That's because they won't let women walk around topless.
Which I don't understand.
That would solve half of the obsession with sex right there.
I mean, yeah, probably, but like
well,
I will.
Half, but
I don't.
A good portion of it.
I don't understand the reasoning behind that. Still, 2025. Like, get over it. They're boobs.
I mean, hasn't most of Europe been allowing women to go topless for like decades now? The last time I was in Europe, I was a child, and you know they're full on nude beaches. Like even on like TV, there are commercials like herbal essences, for example, right? Pantene Pro V, whatever. Women showering, you know. Yeah. You could see everything, and that's just like regular TV. You get the full view, not the cut off version that the American channels get.
Exactly. They don't care.
Well, okay, so but here's what I'm saying though is the only reason people are obsessed with boobs is because they can't see boobs publicly. Mm-hmm. If you gradually introduce that into society and then it becomes a normal thing, and women are walking around topless, nobody's going to care at a certain point. Obviously, at first, yes, people will gawk and stare and whatever, but then eventually it'll just be normal.
Absolutely. Let's just get used to it. You know, people. Again, you know, France, when I was a child, it was people didn't stare, people didn't care that you were topless or
because they're used to it. It's everywhere, and I mean,
it's just another day.
It's another day, exactly. Well, and then similarly, like if you go onto the internet, right? If you go onto like, let's say, for example, if TikTok allowed nudity. Not like explicit sexual stuff, but like just nudity, right? A boob popped out, okay, big deal. And there was a rival platform that was exactly the same, like a Vine kind of thing that didn't allow it. Well, if you see a boob on Vine, again, I'm using this because it's no longer around. If you see a boob on Vine, you're gonna be like, oh my God, a boob. And everybody's gonna be commenting and, oh my God, did you see the boob? But then you go over to the other platform that's allowing boobs, people are just going to keep scrolling because it's going to be like, okay, this is normal. We see boobs on here all day. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I don't think people don't go to like porn videos and comment, oh my God, boobs.
Exactly. Like, you know? Nobody's on a porn site going, holy shit, did you just see that? It was a nipple. Like, because that's what you expect to see. It's normal. Yeah. But so I was getting into this for a reason is TikTok especially is so crazy with like the censorship. It's like you can't even say certain things without TikTok just all of a sudden removing stuff.
But then there's like other videos that I see that are not censored, which should be. I mean,
well, I'm not talking about nudity. I'm talking about like the stuff that you say or the stuff like you can't. Apparently, your video will get flagged if you're recording while driving in a car because it considers it a dangerous activity. Okay. If you create a video saying something negative about somebody, specifically usually like if it's like religious or political figures, stuff like that, and you're just voicing your opinion, I don't like fucking whatever, Gavin Newsom. Yeah. He's a piece of shit. You'll get flagged or you'll get your comment removed and it'll be harassment and bullying or whatever.
There's like specific words too, right? Like you can't use.
That's the thing is there's a list of words that are just automatically flagged. So it doesn't matter what context you're even using them. They'll just flag them and they'll remove it. And then you'll have to appeal. And it's this whole back and forth. But it's like, what happened to just letting people express themselves? Like if I want to express myself and say Gavin Newsom is a piece of shit and he's completely incompetent and I don't understand how the hell he's still governor. Just for an example, not that I feel that way. Not that I feel that way, but as an example, I should be allowed to say that, because there's no reason that I should have to censor myself because some platform has decided that.
I agree. There are certain things that should be censored, but then there's other like words. I mean, maybe no, maybe see that's kind of where it gets a little bit muddled. Is bullying? I don't think should be allowed. Like no one should say, "Oh my God, you should go off yourself." Like I don't think stuff like that should be allowed.
No.
You know what I mean?
But at the same time, I think if, for example, there's that one guy that just eats obscene amounts of food, I think it should be okay for somebody to go on there and be like, dude, you need to stop eating. That's ridiculous. Like that's a normal thing to say to somebody who eats 20 fucking cups of noodles. That's insane. In one sitting for a snack. Mood. Like, what is that? Like, what is wrong with you? I'm sorry. I should be able to call you out and say, dude, there's something wrong with you. Stop eating as much.
Okay, so
that's not bullying.
Here's the thing. You can't post certain things on TikTok because they're self-harm, right? What about things like that? You're clearly self-harming yourself.
Not just is it self-harm, but you're also promoting people eating like that.
And bad habits, right?
Like, and look, I'm all for, listen, everybody eats different portion sizes. At one point when I was younger, I would eat an entire pizza and then go and fucking have
and we are not small individuals. We get it, but
I get it, but 20 things of cup noodles, that's not normal.
No.
4 fucking pizzas plus wings plus cheesy bread is not normal.
I honestly don't even think he eats all of that. I think it's just for like views.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy, but like,
have you seen what he looked like before?
Yeah.
Like he's gained a lot of weight. The only way he gained that much weight is by eating obscene amounts of food.
That's not always true. I mean, yes, but like I think the amount that he's portraying on his profile, that's just, I don't understand how that's physically possible.
He's got a belly. He's got a big
That's
stomach.
fine, but like physically, how do you, I don't know. How can he do that?
But regardless of that, like, I mean, somebody like that, or somebody that's doing something that's obviously stupid, somebody that's doing something dumb or to get views, or, like hitting their friend over the head with a frying pan.
Yeah.
Like, we should be allowed to say, dude, you're an idiot. But you can't.
I think idiot's one of the words that's like.
I think it is.
Yeah.
But then also, like, at the same time, here's the other thing that really annoys me is the fact that you can't even talk about, like, a news story comes out. Oh, this guy killed his wife and 2 kids. Mm-hmm. You cannot say that this guy killed his wife and 2 kids. You have to sit there and use stupid words like unalived.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's nothing that pisses me off more than the word unalived.
That's probably because we can't use certain words and people found loopholes.
I get it, but like, why would the word killed, if being used in the context of somebody reporting on something that happened, like somebody can get killed. Mm-hmm. It happens in car accidents and whatever. Like people get killed all the time. It shouldn't be a banned word. Like I understand that you're trying to make this like safe space bullshit, but this is the real world and people do get killed.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe censor it just for users of certain age, but it shouldn't be censored for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How can you put safe space? How can you pick and choose safe space, right?
I don't think you should. I think if you're a platform, this was the whole argument a few years back, is platform versus publisher. Because there was somebody that got bullied and then ended up killing themselves on Facebook.
That actually recently happened to another.
I'm sure it happened all the time, but that one made a whole big thing out of it, and the family tried to sue Facebook and said, you allowed my kid to get bullied. And Facebook said, no. We're not a publisher. We didn't do anything. We're just a platform. You have to go after these people that actually did the bullying. Mm-hmm. Well, if you're not a publisher and you're just a platform, then let people platform themselves. Let people express their opinions. And I understand that you want to have certain rules, but then it's also kind of weird because there's the rules don't apply to everybody equally for some reason. Yeah. And I don't know what the differentiation is. I don't know if it's like certain, I don't know, sometimes politically there's been a lot of that, like we saw all that stuff that happened like 4 or 5 years ago with COVID, with fucking Facebook and banning certain articles and whatever, and not allowing them to go viral. But I get that you're trying to create like this no bullying, no blah blah blah. But you can't pick and choose who you censor.
Yeah.
If you're going to censor somebody for a certain thing, then everybody's got to be
That should
censored
apply across the board.
Yeah.
Exactly. Across the board.
But you shouldn't be able to say, oh, we're not going to allow you to post this article about COVID-19 because we don't agree with what it says, although what it says may be true and was published by a well-known, reputable doctor. So, it's like it's this bullshit, like double standard that you really can't have.
Yeah.
That's when people start getting pissed and saying, hey, what the hell is going on? Speaking of which, I'm curious to see if any one of these video clips that we post from this episode do go viral, considering we're talking about going viral on TikTok.
I don't know. We'll see, I guess. We'll see how it goes.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. How far are we at? I can't see that.
I don't know.
No.
I can't see that
Well,
either.
I'm done with the TikTok conversation because it's really starting to get to me now, and I'm starting to get irritated. And I'm going to fall back into the.
There's no reason to get irritated.
I'm going to fall back into the COVID conversation, and politics, and then blah 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 blah, and it's all the same shit over and over again. So I'm just going to cut it here.
Yeah, I think it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
If there's an actual way to get viral on TikTok or any of these platforms, I guess we just have to keep studying on what we're doing and see what works.
I genuinely feel like it's either there's 2 or 3 ways to do it. One is do something really stupid, videos of people falling, hurting themselves, whatever. 2, revealing videos, whether it's swimsuits or almost slipping. And I think 3 is it's completely random.
Also,
I think there's that third category of complete random viral videos.
Also, one thing that I've noticed is people who have a lot of money already, who are on TikTok that have accounts, go viral very quickly.
Well, there's a reason for that. It's
because
they actually do shit.
The way they live is so interesting to people, and they get to see that firsthand. So it's for them, it's like really easy to get the viral videos and the followers.
What I'm saying is they're doing things that are interesting to people. Like me going to Ralph's and shopping for groceries is not going to go viral. Somebody going to Erewhon and buying fucking $25 strawberries, that will go viral.
Or someone saying, good morning, this is what my chef made for breakfast today. Stuff
that's
like that.
That's a great way to catch attention.
Exactly.
And that's a good hook right there. Exactly.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, we'll figure it out. Hopefully by the next episode, I'll have something to report.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll let you know.
See. But yeah, for today, we're just going to wrap it up. We're going to call it good. Thank you for watching episode 20 something.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for listening and following. See you soon.